Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Suha and I am from PSDC. So before we begin with our session, we'd like to take a quick group photo. So if possible, Elena, could you turn off stop sharing your screen first when everyone can turn on their camera for us to take a group photo? Let's give it a few more seconds. Yep. Okay, anyone else would like to turn on their camera?
Your notebook speaker should be fine.
Okay, I think we're good for now. Okay, everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. And another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, everyone. So I would like to pass the mic over to Elena, who will be our speaker for today for the session Bringing AI to Everyone. Elena, would you like to proceed? Sorry, Elena. Okay,
can't
yeah,
hear you.
I can hear you now. Wait, Elena, sorry, you're still on mute. Okay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was on mute. Welcome to this Bringing AI to Everyone. I've made a slight change to the title, but still very similar to the original title, right? I'm not talking about hands-on tool on practical applications, right? And this is a 1-hour preview for the full course, which will be explained at the end of this course, what is it about, right? And, okay, sorry. So today, we have 2 presenters. I am the lead presenter, and I have Brian Ho together with me today. Both of us each have over 20 years of experience in IT, and I have both of us have a slightly different career path. I'm in consulting and software development. I have worked in many MNCs in leadership roles like Accenture, IBM, Oracle, and French company like Dassault Systèmes and Air Liquide. And throughout all my career, I've involved in a lot of AI digital transformation and many projects that involve Agile and Scrum coaching and facilitation. And I also employed design thinking and innovations in my work. And Brian, he is a very, very seasoned data and AI scientist, and he did a lot of research and industry as well. So he is currently also delivering teams that in real world data science and machine learning solution across different sectors, right? So I'd like to welcome you again. Oh, sorry, is my screen not shared?
Yeah, you'll need to share your screen, Elena.
Sorry, I thought I was shared. The screen was not shared just now. Oh, sorry. So sorry about that. Is it shared now? So
Yes.
I probably need to go back again. Yes. So this is the welcome screen. This is Brian and Elena. And like to welcome you again. I would like you to go to answer 2 questions as a warm up, to understand what you are, where you are in terms of your AI journey, right? So let's go to the next one. Sorry. Are you able to scan this QR code? Not, sorry about that. I need to share, and I wasn't share a little earlier. I will share this in the slide, in the note chat. If you can't scan, here is the link in the chat. So you pick the questions that are most relevant to you. I know you can choose multiple answer here. All right. So most of you are very, very familiar with AI tools like ChatGPT, and you also use it every day. That's cool. The next question I have for you is, what is your biggest question about AI? So this is free text. This is a live poll, so your screen should show this question right now in the Slido, the same scan. You don't have to leave, join a different Slido. So you can see what would be your biggest question? How, in your mind about AI? Data privacy, good. How often is the memory updated? The framework. How far can AI bring us to what depth? How to prompt with AI? How AI work when they search for the info? Free version limitation, data accuracy, how to use it more effectively, any tips? So today's preview, I will cover some of it. Of course, all these questions I will take into consideration to make the full course training cover all as much as possible where it makes sense, right? So that's good. All these questions are very relevant to today's preview. Yes. Okay. All right. Maybe I will move on. And you can still continue. Well, okay. I guess when I move to the next slide, you won't see this Slido anymore. This is a live poll. But the result I will be able to collect and improve for the next session. So today, will AI take over the world? That is a question that everyone is wondering. Accuracy and all that. Yes, I see a few times about accuracy. Yes. So, all right, let me move on to the next one. So what you learned today, right? What can AI do for you today? Of course, today's is a 1 hour preview. I only have 50 minutes left. I will cover a little, it's more like an overview or concept, right? I will talk more about LLMs and VLMs, unlocking open source AI. And then I'll talk about RAG, how to supercharge your AI, and AI-driven workflows, and then Q&A, what's next. So hopefully we can cover all this within an hour, right? So let me talk about the capabilities of AI today first before we talk about other things. So the beginning, AI can, today AI, especially generative AI, has a lot of capability in these 7 realms, right? Text, I'm sure you saw how most of you, or at least half of you here, know what is ChatGPT, and you have used it to help you with some content, summarizing or even writing some posts, right? Any documents. So, and it can even do translation for you, right? Answer questions. And in terms of image, I'm sure it can also generate photorealistic images for you from your text prompt, right? You say, I want a deer in a park or something like that. Anything, it can generate it for you. And from that, it means it also understands objects. It can recognize faces. It can draw images. It detect objects, right? So that's how powerful it is from the capability it has, right? And how about audio? Because it can synthesize realistic voices. That means it can create music, right? It can very close to human music, and you may even heard about music created by AI, right? And it can understand speech, of course, right? Speech, music, these are all audio. How about video? Where it can generate video, you probably use platforms like Sora or Runway ML. It can create video clips. The free version probably 60 seconds from just your text prompt, right? And it will be very useful for your content prototyping, right? You just prototype and you can see quick things, generate quick things in a few seconds or few minutes. How about code generation? So code generation here refers to more about for software development purpose. So imagine in the old days, every line of code is written by programmer. Now AI can help you complete code in at least 12 over programming languages, depending on the model. And it can boost developers' productivity by, I would say, at least half, right? At least half of it, double their productivity. So very, very fast. So software development will be accelerated, right? And in terms of data generation, it means it can create synthetic data, not real data, right? That simulate or follow the patterns that you can give them some sample and requirement, and then it will generate the synthetic data for you. So it's a very good use case for privacy sensitive application where you don't want to gather all the sensitive customer information and use it for your training, right? So data generation is a very, very good use case, right? And also data augmentation. If you want it, if you don't possibly have certain data today, you can augment it to the type of data you want, right? And last but not least, for the gamers out there, virtual world creation, how game world is complex. It's not easy to create. And NVIDIA Omniverse actually produce code, accelerate the help environment with this type of capability of AI, right? The digital landscape that you see in the game world is accelerated as fast as according to data, at least 80% faster. So that's how powerful it is. So with this kind of capability, you can imagine what are the limit for endless use cases out there. So I just categorize the very small, simple ones because this course is for everyone. So I make it a little bit more generic. In terms of productivity, you can already know it can help you do a lot wonders in emails, right? Can help you write very good response, professional email. You receive email, you can write email back in draft, and then you can check and correct and then send it back. It can help you digest the big, long reports, help you to identify key points that you need to pay attention to. So these are, in terms of productivity, it can save you a lot of time, right? And learning and research, of course, this also help you because depending on level of your study, if you are primary school student or university professor or even a research scientist, the level of understanding the model is able to give you or explain to you at your level, right? You can tell them, I want to explain what is AI to a 5-year-old, right? Or, what is space exploration to a professor. Is very different, different level of the language in different level of understanding to different, so that people, the recipient, can understand it well. So personalized learning here, right? And research. So creative media, you already know all kinds of blog posts can help you. Can visualize things, will create visual video for you, music even. So very powerful. And software development, just now we cover already. So it's the same powerful thing that you see way more software nowadays that's created because they were all accelerated with AI capability, right? So right now, I want to explain a little bit about what is open source AI. Some of you may already know. It's quite, I would say, easy to understand, but it has a lot of complication behind the scene. So when you say open source, you will understand, you will think that, okay, means, you can see the source code. Source means the source code, open, everyone see it. So that is what it is actually. The source code is shared publicly. You can download, modify, make it your own. And you see how it works. It's actually free, right? Free. You can modify, and then you can even share with others publicly. Everyone can have a copy of your source code and make a version, a variant of differently of their version, right? So as you can see, why is it so matters, right? Because it's free. It's cheap, no expense, save licenses, right? And it's community driven. Why is it open source? Is also because anyone can contribute, and that's why it's very powerful. And it's and in terms of flexibility, you can adapt it to your own needs. So you can and everyone know exactly what's inside. You may have used open source application already. For example, if those of you who are Android phone users, your mobile operating system is open source, right? One of the variant Android. And Firefox browser is open source. And if you like to explore a free Microsoft Office equivalent, you can look at LibreOffice. So from this, kind of explanation, I'd like to bring to you an analogy, right? How do you see this in a layman term? Let's say you like carrot cake so much, this picture shows. But with commercial software, it means a non-open source. It's like you just buy the cake from a bakery. You don't know the recipe. You can't adjust the ingredients. And every time you want more, you just pay, right? With open source, the baker gives you the full recipe. You can bake it at home, adjust to your taste, and share your version with others. That's why open source is preferred, right? It's creative freedom. You have freedom, you have lower ongoing costs, and you have a strong collaborative community. Now let's see how this compares with the world of AI and LLMs, right? So in terms of AI and LLMs, let's say I compare two different open source LLMs. There are a lot. I will show you more later. Just now I seen question about how good they are. The truth is every LLM has different capability. You may need to compare them. So, and this is as accurate as last week when I did this slide deck. Things can be changing every second, right? Things are moving very fast. Right now, Meta Llama 4 from Facebook is the latest version. DeepSeek, they have a few different open source versions. So I just choose this one just to compare with you. They are free. You can download, right? You can download. For Meta Llama, you can download the weights. For DeepSeek, you can download the entire source code, right? I'll explain the difference later. So the core capability, Meta Llama is multi-modal. So just now when I explained to you the text, image, video, audio, all those, each one is like a model. Multi-modal means it can handle more than one capability that I shared earlier. So for DeepSeek, it's a very strong text only, single model only LLM, large language model. And you can see the reasoning, it varies, right? Some strong, Meta Llama is strong in multitasking and it has mixture of expert. Actually, both model has mixtures of expert, right? Mixture of expert simply means they have different type of expertise trained in each model. But each time they need to get the answer, they don't necessarily use all the model because all the experts, because it doesn't make sense to use all more experts if they are not relevant, right? So this is how they optimize the model. These models are constantly being optimized so that it's smaller. It can be as small as possible, but yet as more powerful than before. So that's how they evolve this model. How good they are compared to 2 years ago right now is amazing, right? Because it's you will see releases as early as, well, as late as just now, April and May. But they do have knowledge cutoff because each model need to be trained. Before they release, they need to be trained. The knowledge they have a cutoff date. So how do we get around it? I'll explain and demo to you later, right? And then we have, so because it's open source, you have to do everything yourself. And where can you get help and all that? I'll explain to you later also, right? Now, just so show you what are the other open source LLM as well. You can check out the famous DeepSeek that was released on around January 20th, just before Chinese New Year. And you have Mistral from France. Genma is a baby version of Gemini, Google. Qwen3 is from Alibaba. So there's way more than that I cannot possibly show here, but I'm just showing to you these are the very, very popular and the top LLM open source, right? However, in the open source, there is a variant about open model and versus open source. So Llama, when I say open source, is a bit loosely defined because you can't, they actually don't allow you to see the source code, but we still treat it as open model, right? We call it open model because they don't share 100%, but it's good enough. You can run it locally. You can control. You do have control on certain things. You just don't have control on you can't just start training from basic, right? From the very, very beginning. So you can fine tune the model. You just can't do everything from scratch, right? So the license is very important to note here. When it say open source, it can be, you need to take note of who is the license, right? The release and license. So Apache 2.0 is very clear cut, open source, free. But when it's MIT as well, DeepSeek is licensed by MIT. So if Meta AI, it depends. It has some fine print. If they don't allow competition, it's purely non-commercial, right? And all these best known for, they will constantly evolve. Whatever I show you is as of June 2025, last week actually. So things will evolve very fast. So this screen is only as good as it is as of last week, right? Okay. And if you want to ask what is open weight simply means it's already trained. The model is pre-built for you. You can improve it. Like let's say in terms of recipe that I give you analogy, they give you the recipe, but you mix already, pre-mix cake mix, right? But you can't take out things. You can maybe put more salt or sugar or butter, for example. But that's kind of what open weight is, right? But if it's open source, they give you the specification, the blueprint, right, of what it is, and you can build everything from scratch yourself, right? And you can, of course, redistribute when it's pure open source. Now, I just want to show you quickly the top commercial models because they are very, very powerful because they are profit-driven, right? And of course, they give you free premium service with paid tier. So the lowest tier is always free, but they will all tend to give you older model, smaller model, or their limitation of how much you can use it per day. So if you hit the limit, you may want to subscribe, right? So the capability of commercial model are very powerful. As you can see, ChatGPT and Gemini, they cover multi-model, right? Text, image, audio, video, basically very, very, very up there, right? And if you use it so much, right, you can see that the cost starting from $20 per month, the highest tier they have is 10 times the price per month. If you want the latest and greatest model from ChatGPT, OpenAI, or the Gemini, Google, right? So they have it's all based on what you need, and they also have knowledge cutoff. Just to share with you. So sometimes you were wondering why the answer is wrong. For example, it's because of the knowledge cutoff. When ChatGPT was first released, the knowledge cutoff was it 2022 for earlier? So it was, it's like at least 1 or 2 years before. Then now you can see it's not 1 year, but more than 6 months before. So if you ask questions that are recent, after the model was released, you will not get the right answer. But in today's LM, there are ways around it. So we will share some of it. If you are paid, some of the model, if you paid subscription, you can prompt it to search the internet and try to give you the consolidation or the latest information. But bear in mind, trained data versus the searching and getting the information from the internet is not quite the same, because in the internet, you do have bad information. So as much as possible, the LM will try to figure it out, but nothing is 100% here, right? So, and you can see reasoning, deep research is very important to give you the accurate answer. So you do have to pay attention to what is the capability in terms of reasoning skill in each of these models. So again, this information is as accurate as when I created it, but you do need to read the documents about this, the version that you're using, what is their reasoning model, what is their deep research limitation, right? They do have limitation, how much they can process the information in one go, right? So right now, without further ado, I just want to do a quick demo. I'm sure you know what is it, ChatGPT already. And of course, this is a long email. You receive many emails throughout the day. I'm sure email takes out a lot of your time. So productivity is very important. And I mean, it will be very helpful if something can help you process email quickly, right? So in this case, I'm just choosing a very simple use case where there's a long email thread, ding dong among 5 colleagues, and then all you want to do is what should I do? You just want to know action item. What is the summary? What was the decision made? So how do you do? So I'm sure now if the normal people, like most people, you just copy and paste or extract into a file and then you upload to GPT. So in this case, I'm using GPT-4o. I do have subscription to ChatGPT Plus, but actually I decided to log in anonymously. So I won't be using ChatGPT Plus correction here. Let's see how I can show you here. Okay. So this is the screen. So this is, I don't have ChatGPT Plus. I just want to show you the capability when it's free. It still can do the work for you. So this is the email I have, long email. I shorten it actually, but it has a lot of conversation there from 5 different people. And I prompt it, I say, you're a smart assistant. You summarize the following email into bullet points with clear action, and then use concise business language. So it's just be specific. So I don't just copy and paste email and then give instruction. I do need to give instruction and give a role to the GPT, right? So GPT will process this, and it can be even longer, right? This one I just want to say, this is what it is. It's a decision. It knows exactly because the dates in the email it knows, and then it also know the action item and next milestone, currently on track. So these are very important information, right? So cool. I mean, it's very cool, right? I mean, another one that I want to demo to you is, I think just now I was sharing this. You can see my screen, right? Okay. Now, so this shows a powerful capability of ChatGPT. I mean, this is just warm up, right? How about the visual language model? Visual language model means the model can understand both image and text and make a connection, right? So I'm sure you've seen the recent hoo-ha about Ghibli studio style image. So I upload my professional photo and say I want a Ghibli style image, and within a few seconds it generated this for me. So that's how powerful the connection between image and text. So from there you can understand how invoice picture, you take a picture of any invoice, receipt, anything, AI reads and fill it into a spreadsheet for you. No brainer. Traditionally, we have to submit claim enter information one by one. It takes us half an hour, but AI can do it for you in a couple of seconds, right? Product image, AI helps to categorize it. You know, you upload the image, it can even help you categorize things. Even your IC, you can pull out the name, address, but everything is done so easy for you. It saves tons of time on data entry, right? It helps you organize information because it's all digitized now, and you can also search it, right? That's the power of AI. And if you go further into industry, your X-ray patient history or your customer, your supporting customer, you have no time to read through all the customer history, and AI can do that and summarize for you. So when you receive customer call, AI can prompt you and guide you with the background of this customer in quickly, so you can address the customer concern quickly. Not you do, because you don't have time to read the customer information on the in front of customer, right? So yes, that's how powerful it is. And this is, let me do just a quick demo. Let's see, there's a quick demo on even the receipt, right? I'm going to upload a receipt, and this is my restaurant receipt, and in this case I'm a bit lazy. I just say, what is this? I don't want to give any prompt guide. And so it does know this is a restaurant receipt, One World Hotel, what date, time. So it's very accurate. It can see the receipt information very well. It can even say the total amount correctly. And Miss Elena, so let me show you the receipt I have. So it's exactly like this. So it's actually accurate. Even Elena didn't really write properly. It can actually figure out it's Elena. So it's crazy, right? And I log in. I know I log in as Elena. Maybe it make that connection. I wasn't sure, but it is doing a very good job here. So okay, with all this power of AI, you may think, but I don't want to upload my receipt and show to the public, right? You know, we always concerned about data privacy, as I've seen quite many of you talk about that. The answer to that is local deployment, right? I know there are way around in the cloud, but local deployment, I would say, absolutely guarantees that your security or privacy, your data privacy is guaranteed. It's so the LLM that you can download, if it qualify for local deployment, you can even cut off the internet. So they give you a sense of, you are confident you actually didn't go to the internet. You can run your LLM locally without internet, depending on your use case. If all your data is secure, your LLM is set up properly, and you don't need any external information outside of your VPN or your office or your home, this is possible, right? Fully cut off. So that you can get the privacy and security, and you control over tech stack means, in terms of technology, what kind of technology you want to use, you have full control. Compared to cloud, it's all already designed, architected by the cloud vendors, right? You just subscribe, right? So there's a big difference here. So after you set up, you don't need internet when you use it, right? There's one-time cost for hardware. It's only one time. I mean, I should highlight the one time. It's one-time cost. And because you own everything, you don't pay after that. You pay one time, that's it. And low latency means it's fast because you don't need to go through internet, fetch information, come back. It's all within your local area network. Compared to cloud has its pros because you want more, you can quickly subscribe to more. You want less, you can reduce your subscription. But every time you use it, you need to pay. And the way to pay, they charge usually is through API services. And you don't need to know anything about the technical things. You just choose the package you want and click and give your credit card number. So in terms of that, cloud is very, very convenient, right? Very convenient. So the cons about local deployment is, yes, one-time cost is not going to be super cheap. There is ongoing maintenance. Whatever hardware you pay, if it reached the full capacity, or you may need to upgrade it. So it's not so easy, right? So, and of course, you need technical expertise. So that's the con side. Ongoing usage cost for cloud, yes, it's like rental. You only get the service. You don't own the house, like renting a house or buying a house. This is very similar to that. You prefer to rent or you prefer to buy, right? So in internet connection is always needed for cloud, and and if the cloud vendor have downtime suddenly because they were cyber security attacked, or for some reason they need to do some upgrade that involve downtime, you have no control. They will just tell you, I'm going to shut down during this time, and you have to bear with it, right? So that's how the cons of cloud. And of course, you see, I put best for. So local or cloud, it really depends. Whether you really privacy sensitive, you want offline, and everything you do is really internal, nothing to do with anyone out there, right? Then you want local. But if you collaborate with a few partners, you have partnership with other company, or you need a very fast deployment, cloud is actually very good, very scalable, very fast, and click done, right? So that's why cloud does have its key role here. And of course, they will try to say they will protect your data. That is when you need to have a deep discussion with the cloud vendor about it. And so then when I compare that, you were wondering which LM can you deploy locally. I'm just showing you the 5 model here. Basically, the short answer is open model or open source model. you can deploy locally because they give you the either pre-built or the open source code. You can deploy it yourself, right? But if it's commercial model, sorry, you can only use it through their API, right? So that's the short answer. So open source LMs or open model LMs, you can actually find a lot of demos on the cloud, and you don't need to install, you just need to create account. So Hugging Face, Grok, Together, Fireworks, Perplexity, Kaggle, you go there and you can see a lot of try out all kinds of model yourself, play with it like a playground for you to try all kinds of model, right? For free, right? No installation. So, and now I want to bring you back to the local AI. So sure you are interested to know how do you set it up yourself, right? So you need to know what tools you need. So the first tool you need is, I would say here I propose OpenWeb UI. OpenWeb UI is your interface very similar to ChatGPT. Right? So you need a UI like ChatGPT, so you can do your query, and you're very familiar with ChatGPT already. So OpenWeb UI, you would definitely like it, right? It has all the capability, very similar to ChatGPT. You can chat, you can even work with different user with role-based access. You share system with your colleagues, for example. You can, because it's open source, you have more flexibility. You can have templates or tuning to adjust what you like, right? Very serious GPT or very joking, fun GPT, for example, or what is it specialized for healthcare industry kind of GPT, or retail or customer service. So you can do all that tweaking, right? And you can even switch different model. Just like ChatGPT, you can also change model, right? So now, after OpenWeb UI, you do need another tool. So there are certain tools you need. So when you go cloud, you don't see all this. It's all in one. They build everything for you. But in open source world or open world, you do need to know what are the components you need to have. It's like building a car. You need tire, you need the frame, and you need the steering wheel, a lot of things, right? So in this case, this is the second tool you need. I assure you, you don't need more than 3 or 4, right? So this is the second one, Ollama, the engine that I propose here. And it simplifies your running AI, the LLM models for you, right? Later, we'll do a demo about it. So once you set it up, you don't need internet after that. So it handles the technical stuff behind the scene. The commands are very simple. If you use Windows, command prompt is one line, something like that, right? So it can support a lot of open model out there, Llama, DeepSeek, Mistral, all the open source that I shared with you earlier. And you can run it on your personal computer, right? Fast, efficient, improve latency because it's local. You don't go out to the internet and come back. So your privacy and offline is all there. And the chat interface, just like ChatGPT. And if you do need external tool, right? There is an option to go out, web search, or run something out there and come back. So you do have option like that. So there's nothing is closed when you talk about open source, open model, even you run locally, right? So at this point, I would like to introduce Brian Ho, my co-presenter. He will dive into the next 3 demos, but I would like to introduce him that he's a very seasoned data and AI expert, right? Brian, the floor is yours. So, Brian.
Can you give me
Yes.
control?
Oh, sorry. Let me give control. Right, today, so sorry, Brian, can you request? Because I think I cannot. I'm not sure if this is you.
Okay. In the interest of time, I'll just go through and then you help me to navigate. So
Okay,
for the demo number 3, we are going to be exploring OpenWeb UI and Ollama. It's super easy to get started. All you need is just 2 things installed on your laptop. First is Docker Desktop. Next slide, please. Okay, first thing that you need is Docker Desktop. This is the engine that runs Web UI, as mentioned by Anina. Web UI is a useful open source tool that look and feel a lot like your familiar ChatGPT chatbots. And then the second thing that you need is Ollama. Ollama is an engine that lets you host open source large language models directly on your laptops. And the next step, just follow the Docker run command here as stated there under install Web UI. And once you run that, you'll be able to install Web UI onto your laptops. For Ollama, once you have installed the software, just run this command, Ollama run Llama 3.1. It will install and run the 3.1 models on your laptops. And once you have everything set up, you'll be quite straightforward. Just open your browser, head over to http://localhost:3000. You should be able to see these screens. And just like that, you're ready to start asking questions, just as how you would with ChatGPT. And for our first example today, I'll be running the exact same demo that Anina showed us earlier. We asked chatbot to summarize an email thread, extracting the key informations, and provide action items into bullet points. As you can see, the open source model is carrying out the task. It's giving you the main information of the email threads, and also providing you the key action items. Yeah, and as you can see, the open source model performs just as well as ChatGPT. So that should give you confidence on the performance of open source models. Okay.
Okay.
Back to you.
Yes, thank you, Brian. So now, I hope that is the first thing you can see, localhost, right? It runs locally. So just to sum up, Open Web UI and Ollama together can give you a lot of practical application. It can do exactly what you can do on ChatGPT, but with a lot of secure and private environment for you, right? Everything is your own, right? And so it's private, local, and there's no additional cost after your one-time payment, right? Except electricity cost, of course. So, and you can customize it. You can customize the model with to your own needs, right? And you're accessing it through the browser. So, again, and also, if you have VPN, you can share it remotely within your company or your group of people or your community, right? So it's still possible. It's not just one person user, all right? You can use it among privately. So another thing I like to introduce, I'm sure you may or may not know, you can supercharge your AI, but based on the question just now, maybe some of you are not aware. So because of the knowledge cutoff date, how do you teach, how do you give LM additional information that is normally only available within your company or within you, right? Only you have it. So that's when I put it here, external knowledge. Basically, any documents you give them, you give LM, and then you ask a question, it will actually combine its own knowledge plus the information you give it, and then you will answer according to with the the grounded response. We call it grounded response, and it's more accurate because you already give them the context, right? So this RAG, retrieval augmented generation, basically how it works is when you give a prompt and you already pre-loaded the documents, the knowledge, either PDF, website, database, or images, anything that the LM will need to give them the context, and then it will pass. You try to do this. So you prompt and with it will actually try to extract it from your internal database, right? Structured or unstructured, and then it will search for relevant information, and then build a prompt for the LM. Retrieve the information, and LM will actually process it with the right context, so that it doesn't have the hallucination that we all say. Sometimes LM give us weird answer, doesn't make sense, right? Because it will be hallucinating when it doesn't have the right information to give you. So so that's why you need to understand the limits of LM, the knowledge cutoff, and what it actually knows or learn, and then supplement it with the information so it can give you the right answer. So that's how it works. So in that sense, I'd like Brian to show you a quick demo. Brian.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to demo number 4, I'm going to show you how to leverage the built-in RAG features within Web UI, and RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generations. This is really powerful because it allows us to ask questions about external knowledge that isn't already in large language models knowledge base. As Adina mentions, most LM models have a knowledge cutoff. So if a new information isn't included in the training data used to train the models, the LM model will not be able to answer questions outside of its own knowledge, and it might just hallucinate or make things up. And moving on to the next slide, and for this specific demo, I'll first show you how to integrate a publicly available. Play the video, please. Okay, I'll first show you how to integrate a publicly available employee handbook documents into the knowledge base. This is the handbook. This is a handbook that I downloaded online. Just to show you, it has 30-something pages, and it contains all the standard employee handbook informations. Now I go back to the web UI interface, go to workspace and then knowledge base, and then create a knowledge base with the name handbook. So in the background, the web UI will split the text into smaller chunks, and then store the chunks in embedding models. No, convert the chunk into a mathematical space using embedding models, and then store in the designated vector database that's built inside the web UI. So now I ask a question: how many PTO leave days that the employee have? And then I put a hashtag, and the hashtag is I want to ask the questions against this external knowledge base. So it's able to answer the question correctly without any inaccuracy. And then the next one, I ask the second questions. And the second question is, what is the employee notice periods for resignations? And again, I use the hashtags, and the hashtag point to the employee handbooks knowledge base. And now it's able to answer questions. And these questions are not available in the existing LM database or the knowledge base. So yeah, just to summarize, the RAG feature is very important, so very useful when you have data information that's not inside the LM. And back to you, Adina.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So now that you see the power of RAG, and let's put it all together, right? You can technically do all that we have demo earlier, but they are all silo, manual. Still some manual work, you have to copy paste and all that. Imagine you can put all these steps as part of a workflow. When we say part of workflow, it's just a flow, right? It just flow nicely. So when we call it AI workflow, AI-driven workflow, is actually a structured sequence of steps. So you can put AI model where it makes sense for you throughout the workflow steps, right? To help you get your task done. It can be fully automated or partially, depending on what you need, because there are things when you need to be a decision maker or you need to check things first. Let's say the email draft, you don't just send automatically certain email, you need to look at it first. So you can always design a flow like that. But most of the work can be done by AI. You leverage it, right? Whatever can be done, whatever can be automated and make it more efficient to save you manual effort. You know, even copy paste is a few seconds. Imagine you have to do that for 100 emails. Even copy paste takes time, right? So all these things can be done if you design an AI-driven workflow, and it can help you improve accuracy also if you consider putting in the RAG as well in your architecture. So when it's put in as part of the AI workflow, the AI tools will seem so easy to use, because imagine just like Waze today. Waze has AI, but it's part of the tool. You don't even worry about how to trigger the AI. It's all done for you. So in terms of email example, right? The email productivity assistant, for example, it can save time managing email, help you organize, prioritize everything, help you draft the respond quickly, efficiently. So example, a workflow for that would be the part of the workflow, you connect the email, and then it will help you classify your email, summarize it, draft replies, organize it for you. So you will save time, right? And you make sure you reply or take action on the top priorities, because you don't want to go through 50 email and the 50th email is the most important one. And then you may miss it because miss the deadline, for example. So all this can be done, the automation, the works can be done, and without a single line of code, right? So this is how powerful it is. And it may not be as hard as you think. So key use cases, productivity, customer support, content creation, the automatically post for you if you or automatically send to a reviewer in the workflow, or even post content for you. If something is published, post it for you. And then analyze and data analysis. I think I saw it earlier. Again, it can be done for you as part of a workflow. Make sure you have all the components lined up properly. And your business operation, that's how people are worried. There are things that if can be automated, there are things that's when you can automate it, and you don't really need so many hands and legs to do things like this, right? So, and to do that, we need a tool. So as promised, not more than 5 tools, right? This is the last tool I want to introduce, N8N. It's a workflow automation tool, right? So it will help you visually connect or build your workflow. And there are automation part as well. You can customize based on your requirement, and it's all drag and drop. So to a point of whatever AI tool that you put into the workflow, it does use the reasoning, planning, or even take action, right? So you put the AI component where you think is fit, and that's the AI workflow that you can design for it. And N8N, you can host it in the cloud or on-premise with Docker, so it's very flexible. And if you are local, you host it yourself, then you have full control of your data and infrastructure, right? Very, very important if privacy is your number one concern, right? Now, I'd like to ask Brian to show you a demo for it. Brian?
Okay, so for today's demo, demo number 5, I'm going to show you a popular open source AI workflow platform that can really boost your productivity. As mentioned by Anna, it's called N8N. And today we use it to build a sample workflow. And to get started, you just need 2 things installed on your laptop. First one is Docker Desktop. We will use it to run N8N tool in your laptop. Next is to install and run, then the next step is to run the following Docker commands. I think it's next slide. Yep, you use the following Docker run commands, and you'll be able to install and run N8N in your laptops. The other requirement is Ollama. I think I mentioned already, so I'm not going to mention it again. And once these are set up, you can just simply open your browser, go to localhost colon 5678, and just like that, you're ready to start building any AI workflow that you can imagine. So now for today's demo, I'm going to walk you through a very simple workflow that one of N8N community's members actually created, and it's publicly available online. So what this particular workflow is configured to retrieve emails from your inbox daily at 7 a.m. And the time is not fixed. You can change it to any schedule that fits your needs. And it then fetches the most recent email, process them to extract the key information such as sender, recipients, CC, and the contents. And then the block in action now is the AI actions. Okay, it consolidates and summarizes the extracted information of emails. And the AI model being used is Ollama 3.1 8B models. Okay, and once the processing is done, then it will send the summary to a designated email account. Okay, and okay, it's done now. And this is the summary generated using AI. And then the last note here will actually send the email to the designated email account. And now I move to my Gmail account, and you can see the email being generated automatically. Okay, So I'm sure this workflow is convenient for many of you, right? And also take note that NAN is a very robust platform, so you can generate many different workflows, and it's open source. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Anina.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So what's next? This is almost my last slide. In the full course, you will have the opportunity to build your own AI workflow, right? That helps you with your productivity or with anything you want, right? So join the training and build your own AI future. And so if you have questions, I do have a next slide. Just now just now I have the Slido. You can scan it. It's the same setting. It's a live poll, so you can type in what you are thinking about, what AI project assistant would you like to create. But if not, you can ask questions now. Hello, everyone. You can unmute your mic if you want to ask question, or if you prefer to type in Slido, you can also type here. You can, yeah, if you anything, you have questions in your mind after you've seen so many demo or about open source and ideas about how to make AI work for you. Any question? So this is the same link that I sent earlier. Choice of hardware for local hosting. Okay. As it can be as small as a laptop, or of course, if you want a more powerful, you can go for desktop. And usually it depends.
Let me answer this.
Yes.
A modern CPU will have at least 8 cores and at least 16 gigabytes RAMs of memory that is recommended to run Ollama models. For web UI and also for NANs, the requirement will be smaller than that, will be lesser than that. Just to repeat, a modern CPU with at least 8 cores and a memory of at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's the minimum requirements.
Yeah, CPU. So you don't even need to have GPU.
GPU is, of course, highly recommended because it improves performance, especially for larger model and faster inference. I think second question is the same. The minimum requirement is a modern CPU with at least 8 cores and at least 16 gigabytes of RAM.
So I do have this question: how accurate is AI when used direct connect to other data sources? So your data sources, of course, is as accurate as your data sources. So I would say, try to understand AI is very simple, as just like us. If the information given to us is clear, I will be able to understand and give it back to you. So when you have data sources to AI, if your data sources are all well organized, there's no conflicting information, then AI should be able to give you accurate answer. So I think first your data need to be cleaned up. A lot of issue I see is data is very dirty, garbage in, garbage out. AI was blamed for that. So that's what I see most.
Okay, Ayana mentioned a very good point. Let me add into that. So RAG by itself, a very standard RAG, is, I think, is already quite reasonable, quite decent in terms of performance, in terms of outstanding question. But there are many approaches that have been published that allow us to enhance the existing RAG approach. So to really get a very accurate results, the standard RAG, I would say, still have a lot of room for improvement. But with the additional enhancements, RAG can be very accurate. Yeah, for additional information, you may refer to Llama Index. There is a lot of documents, a lot of information online that allow you to study about advanced RAG.
Yes, any more question? I see someone typing. Yes.
Okay, this is a very good question, right? So how to automate download file from Outlook, upload into Power BI, perform analysis, lookup, sorting, extract Excel file, and file sender. Can this be done? Download file from Outlook, definitely yes. This is a node that is already available inside NAN. Upload it to Power BI, I'm not sure, I have to check. And perform analysis, no, it cannot be done. Okay, this cannot be done. Lookup, sorting, extract Excel files. I think this is part of the Power BI features, right? The Power Query features inside Power BI. This one I have to check and reply to sender yes. So basically what you have asked is a series of processes of a workflow. So yeah, I can only answer some of this because I'm familiar with some of the processes here. But to give you the entire understanding of this workflow, I don't have the information now. I need to really look it up and then let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can probably very easy say nothing is impossible when it comes to IT. If it's not available, it simply means you probably need to involve someone from IT to help build that additional into your workflow, build that work into it, so that then you can connect them together and automate. Make it a seamless workflow. It's just that certain tools are already available, drag and drop, that you just drag and drop. But if not available because you have custom, you need to connect certain thing that is do certain analysis. All these, I believe, will need some coding that it today may not be, I would say, unlikely to be available because everyone's requirement is different, right? Yeah. YouTube learning video summary. So how to create a YouTube learning video summary so we can speed up in learning new knowledge.
Okay, very interesting question again. So YouTube Learning Library. So I think on top of my head, I've seen someone build an NAN workflow on this, and based on my knowledge of how AI works, I think the easiest way to go about this is to get the transcripts, right? Basically transcribe the whole video into text. Okay, and then summarize it into different segments so that's easier for learner to learn about the videos. So that's the one that's on top of my head. In terms of analyzing videos, I have not seen any video language models, any video models that can summarize actually an actual videos. So I would say, yeah, the on top of my head, the easiest approach now is to transcribe the video into text and then and summarize it. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so I see I saw something, I forgot the tool already. Not necessarily summarizing for you, but you can. The tool is so easy such that you can edit video without really touching the video. The transcript was generated. If you are able to cut out certain piece, it will cut out part of that video according to the transcript for you. So if that capability I already saw available, is technically the highlight of a video summary is possible. So imagine this whole AI exercise or project is like a Lego block. You see bits and pieces of capability, how you put them together. If you are a Lego builder, master builder, even especially, I think you can see a lot of possibility there. You just need to know how to be a master builder, right?
Yeah, open source build a forecast based on past history. So again, AI evolves very fast, right? So for these questions, I think the back end of a stack that is able to build forecast model would be a model that can do analysis by itself. Okay, And at this moment, I would say AI can do analysis, or AI tool can actually do data analysis. Whether it can build a forecasting models, I don't think so. I don't think it's able to do that. Okay, because data analysis compared to advanced analytics is quite different in terms of the steps involved. So yeah, again, based on my understandings of the tool out there, at this moment of time, open source cannot be a forecast models. But over time, you never know. I think it's just a matter of time before they release this kind of tool. Yep. Back to you, Anina.
Thank you. Yes. Any more questions? We already passed 11:04. I'm sure some of you may not have all the time with us, but I really want to thank you. One more question, is it? Can this work like machine learning? Give it an Excel file, contain invoice number and payment date. When people ask the status, then you will reply payment date. I'm sure, why not?
Okay, let me answer this. I don't think this is a machine learning problem. What you have is a data extraction problem, right? It's a data extraction problem. So when people ask status, then what you actually need is a query engine that can query the backend, right? It can be Excel, can be SQL database, and then return the matching or the relevant payment date and invoice number. Yes, I think it is doable using AI. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, extraction, not machine learning. Sorry. Yes.
Yep. Correct.
Yes. This is a simple workflow, and if you want to know how to do it, you can learn about it in our full training course today. I think in the chat message, PSDC mentioned we are proposing a general public class on August 20 and 21st, face-to-face in Penang. Of course, if you want, you have needs for different type of class, you can also approach PSDC for your specific needs, right? I think I don't see anyone typing. So I thank you very much for attending this session and give me a chance to share our knowledge. And I hope to see you in the training class.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.